this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. You're on a different road. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. You're so damn hard to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s, but I'm a 90s bitch. I love it. I love it.
We'll start in 1 minute.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I watched, I let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. You're on a different road. I'm in the Milky Way. You want me down on Earth, but I am up in space. You're so damn hard to please. We gotta kill this switch. You're from the 70s,
Julia.
but I'm a 90s bitch.
Very
I don't
second.
care. I love
Go
it.
first, second,
I
third.
don't care. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I love it.
Third, second, first, Charlotte, Tiffany, hey Tiff. Second, so always happy to be here. May is always with you, Inez. First, second, first. Well, welcome to the 2026 edition of I Made It May. Welcome. If this is your first time, please put first inside of the chat because I would love to know who is here live with me. If it's your first time, and this is the first time that we're ever meeting, welcome. There's a lot of first people. This is our first date. And there's also, first I Made It May is where I fell in love with Bridge. Diana, the feelings are mutual. And I love your Facebook posts. If this is your second time, put second in the chat. And if this is your third, for those of you that were with me back in 2024 when I did the first ever Make It challenge, put third. Not the first container, but with you, but I'm in the book club, but it's the first one. Amazing. And some of you have been the third. So this is a very, very important call because actually I Made It May doesn't start for another week. We have an entire week before I Made It May. And I have this vision to get minimum 1,000 people in this challenge. But I'll tell you the truth is that I really have this vision of getting 4,000 people in this challenge. The number 4,000 keeps coming to mind. And so I'm going to be talking today about how you can explode yourself in this next week before we get into our first call on May 1st inside of I Made It May next Friday. Now, the first time that I did I Made It May, it was really for me. The first time that I did it back in 2024, it was because I felt like I had been circling the mountain long enough and it was time to turn north. I had a lot of success in my business at the time. I was making $100,000 a month and I was really proud of myself. I had been all in. I was doing the work. I was posting on social media. I was doing a lot in my business. But internally, I felt like there was a part of me that was really, really, really holding back. I felt like I was waiting for someone to come and tell me that finally I was ready to make it. And I felt like although that I had the external results, I had the $1 million company, multi-million dollar company, I felt like internally I didn't really feel it. And I wanted to commit for an entire month on the frequency of making it. I wanted to match the frequency that my destiny required of me. I wanted to feel it for the first time. Put a yes in the chat if over these next 31 days, you don't just want to make it in an external sense, but you want to feel it. Or put feel it in the chat. You want to feel it. You want to feel alive, because we all know what the world knows is that first happens the belief, then happens the action. First, you believe. You have insane delusion that it's going to work for you, like I did when I quit my job, like I did when I hosted the first ever Freedom Queen Live, like I did when I did the first I Made It May. I just believed that it was going to happen. The frequency was there, the delusion was there, and then the action followed. And I quit the job and I made 6 figures and I launched Freedom Queen Live, the iconic yearly conference for women in business. And then I had $1 million month. And then I Made It May. And I have learned that the thing that must happen first is the frequency first, and then we move. And before the first I Made It May, I did not truly believe. I had doubt, insecurities, fears. I even had thoughts of like, I could really go all in on this business, or I could just kind of coast and just keep building what I was building. And I had no proof around me. It's not like the stripes were pinging like they are right now. It's not like people were saying to me like, you're on fire. But I had to decide within, I'm going to make it. And I'm going to make it really big. And I'm going to make it not 6 months from now, but next month. And I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to match the frequency that my destiny requires of me. And I know that externally, not all of the proof is there. The month prior to my first I Made It May, it wasn't my biggest month ever. The month prior to my first I Made It May back in 2024, when it was called Make It May, was lower than the month previously. So actually what it looked like was like March, high month, April, lower. And then May, I skyrocketed up inside of the company. So literally all of the proof wasn't there. And if you're watching this right now and you're waiting for proof, or you're waiting for something to happen, I want you to know that the only thing that needs to happen is that you need to commit to being all in for these next 31 days inside of I Made It May. Can you commit to doing that? And just write all in the chat if you really feel the all in frequency. Not an all in like I'm all in, but I'm all in. Because maybe you've been through some really hard things this year or in the last 12 months. Maybe you've put in a lot of effort. Maybe you've been holding the vision, but now you're ready to be all in an energetic commitment to yourself and to all of the people that you are here to lead and serve inside of your business. And so I Made It May is something, it will rock you. To be quite frank, I Made It May will challenge you in a way that you did not know was possible should you really go all in these next 31 days, plus this week that we have together. So really it's like 38 days together. Should you really go all in? And one of the things I saw from the clients and members that did I Made It May with me last year, and if you did I Made It May with me last year and you had a big win, put your win from I Made It May in the chat. Last year, I saw people, one of my clients had her first 6-figure cash month. One of my clients, after not making any money in her business, she went from not really making anything. And sometimes she would have like a random 10K month. She made 10K in the first week of I Made It May. Another one of my clients crossed $80,000 cash for the month, and that was so big for her. And then she celebrated a $300,000 cash month later on that year. I really found that I Made It May is like our January. It's like, okay, I'm in, I don't know what it is. It's God's plan, not my plan. It is the frequency. It is divine. It is like, maybe it's springtime. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's God, and it's meant to be this way. And so I want you to really commit that during these 38 days together, that you do the homework that I'm going to give you during the warm up this next week. And then for the 31 days, you are all in committed. Now, in the 31 days, we have 3 calls per week, which is really different than last year. I designed this program so that there's no way out should you choose to truly enter. There's no way out. You're going to be unrecognizable by the end of these 31 days. Do you believe that you will be unrecognizable by the end of these 31 days if you go all in? So we have 3 calls per week. And these calls are training calls where I will have slide decks, and you're going to be learning the 3 core things of I Made It May, which are, number 1, visibility takeover. So one of the things that you're asked to do every day is take over social media, not just be seen, not just post a lot, but post with a narrative and a frequency. And oh my God, I'm getting a notification. I think we're about to max out the Zoom room in just a minute here, which is awesome. It's trying to sell to me. It's like, buy extra capacity. So visibility takeover is about showing up with a frequency on social media that's like big. Have you ever had seasons in your business where you know, like if I post this post, you post this post, it's going to do more than if you had posted 10 posts in other seasons? You know what I'm talking about? So what I'm going to teach you inside of our 3 calls per week is not how to be seen, because that's what a lot of people talk about, and that's not what works. Taking over. So we want to create this frame on the internet when people experience your carousel, your reel, your live, they're literally taken over. They're like, the only thing I want to know is what this person is selling to me. That's the only thing I want to know. So visibility takeover. And you'll see inside of your portal, you have who's excited about the portal. Have any of you seen the portal? We'll get into that later on, but it's insane. No one has ever done this before. I am matching the frequency that my destiny requires of me. It is insane. Wait until you see this thing. I've never seen anyone do this. So inside the portal, there are all these prompts already plugged in, and you can plan your grid and you can plan out all of your content. And then the second thing is make more offers. How many of you are really excited to sell this month? And when I say sell, I mean actually sell. I don't mean do this soft, passive, buy from me, maybe. I don't mean just throwing up a random bad Instagram story slide. I mean the art of pitching. I am making pitching cool again because I have learned that there's an epidemic of women that do not know how to sell, and maybe you never learned how to sell. So if you're excited about that, put sell in the chat. You're excited to sell. Learn the art of pitching. One of my clients, we just reworked her entire pitch. Today, she texted me in my mastermind and said, Bridge, I'm having a $20,000 day. She used to make 10K months. She's having a $20,000 day from our one call where we reworked her entire pitch. Who's excited about that? I am excited about that. I see Erica, Jamie, Ursula, incredible. I am stoked about the make more offers piece. And I'm not just going to teach you how to make more offers and confuse your audience. I'm going to teach you the art of pitching and making strategic offers that make sense for each individual person that's in front of you, because that matters most. And the third piece, my ultimate favorite piece, I think the confronting piece, is your fame identity. Who's excited for this one? Who's a little afraid of this one? Who's a little bit like, if you were to be honest with yourself, you know that this is the one that's the big domino. That when you knock down the fame identity, it's easier for you to sell, it's easier for you to make content, but vice versa. When you don't step into your fame identity, it's harder for you to sell. It's harder for you to make content. You get in your head, you overthink. Next thing you know, you're floating away into the abyss and you're not actually showing up for yourself. So this fame identity piece is so critical. And one of the things that we're going to be doing inside of I Made It May is that's actually the first thing that you do every single day. The fame identity is about the levels that you're allowing your aura to expand outside of you. And every single woman in this room, no matter how much money you've made, how powerful, how confident, how successful, you have another amount of your aura that's ready to be expanded outside of you. And the coolest part about the fame identity is that this is where you're constantly confronted. This is where your shadows come out. Because when you're in your fame identity, here's what happens. This is when you trigger people. This is when, by the way, through entering into I Made It May, and everybody here already committed to doing, everyone committed to doing I Made It May all in, that this is the one that when you really, really commit, this is when things start to crack a little bit. Adi's here. There are some legends in the house, from one legend to the next legend to the next legend. This is when things start to crack. Because the second you start to shine is the second there starts to become shadows. Because when there is light, there's also shadow. When there's no light, there's no shadows. And that's where you're safe in the middle and you're not truly dancing with the edge to make more of who you really are. So fame identity is something that I want you to be all in on for these 38 days since you're here with me during the warm-up call. These 38 days, you commit every day to waking up with the fame identity. And what the fame identity really looks like is your highest version of yourself. The frequency, the identity of you that you've always wanted to be during your entire business. The one who doesn't overthink, the one who, if she does overthink, she moves through it quickly, the one who trusts her gut, the one who exudes this beauty and grace and magnetism and power and confidence and joy and happiness. And I want you to contemplate this and put this in the chat right now. Wow. I want you to write in the chat, what are the characteristics of your highest level self? Put it in the chat. What are the characteristics of her? What does she feel like when your clients interact with her? What does she do when she's selling? When she's showing up for her business? When she's making a CEO decision, like she's cutting something off, she's ending a relationship, she's doing something that's difficult. What does she feel like? How does she move? This is your fame identity. When you are this person, and when you've been this person, because I guarantee that you've been this person before, but you just weren't this person for long enough. You never patterned it into yourself to actually become this person. When you're this person, or you have been this person, let me ask you this question. Did you make a lot of money when you were this person? Put a yes in the chat. If you've been in this highest level frequency, this fame identity, was it also your highest cash month ever? The answer is always yes. Or following that month, it was your highest month ever. Because the fame identity goes first, and then we make offers, and then we get visible. It's not the other way around. So this person that you're stepping into, what will happen during these 31 days is you are going to be her, and then there are going to be days where you're contrasting her, where it feels like actually you're trying to break through a cage. It feels like you're trying to bust through to something else. Feels like you're upper limiting. So for example, one of you might have your highest cash day ever, and then the next day you might try to go back to the old identity. This is where your fame identity is very helpful, because your fame identity will repattern your body to show up as her. And then you'll get back into that state of believing again. And then you'll get back into the state of doing. And then you'll get back into the state of having, and you'll be there. My goal for you is for you to ingrain this into your body in these 31 days. And should you choose to work with me following these 31 days and beyond for the next year, that you are that person. Because when I did this, are you ready for this? When I did this in 2024, this exact work, and I committed to doing it for the 31 days and beyond for the next 2 years, every day, even when my identity was telling me to stop. I went from I made $2 million in more than 2 years, actually. It was more than 2 years. It took me longer than that. to making $8 million in 2 years after doing this very challenge. And a lot of things have happened since then. A lot of things cracked, but a lot of things blossomed. My aura grew, but also that aura created shadows. I made more offers and I attracted the most incredible clients. Clients that now have gone on. I just celebrated a client's $400,000 a month inside of my Fly High Mastermind. Like blew up. I just celebrated a client's $75,000 quarter in the Infinite Mastermind. She used to make $100K in a year. She's shocked he just had $100K or $75K quarter. My content blew up. So do you see how doing these 3 things every day can change your life forever if you do put made it in the chat? Put made it in the chat if you see that. This isn't something where you just check the box. This is something you become, you commit to. It's a way of life. I have made it, and I made it not just when it feels, but you're going to commit to making it every single day inside of your business for these 31 days and beyond. And should you choose to really do that, you're going to explode. So we have our 3 calls per week. You have your portal, which you'll be getting access to. And at the end of the call, if you stay at the end, I'm going to show it to you and it's incredible. You're going to be getting that via email. You have the content plan. You have our 3 calls per week as general admission. Put GA in the chat if you signed up for GA, which is $33. Put GA in the chat. The second journey is VIP. Now, VIP this year, I did it differently. So VIP this year, and put VIP in the chat if you're VIP. A lot of you are VIP. There's a lot of VIP, there's a lot of GAs, but there's a lot of you that are VIP. I think more than half of you are VIP, it tells me what it tells me is your level of commitment to this year's event. We've already passed the number of VIPs that we had for all of last year. So VIP this year is about big money. Now in VIP, what you get is everything that I just talked about, the portal, the 3 calls per week, the prompts, but you also get a Telegram group. And inside of the Telegram channel, actually is what it is, you're going to be getting trainings in between our calls. Now, these are like real-time downloads. What's happening in my company, how I'm scaling to $10 million a year, how I'm working with clients, what I'm doing at events, things that are happening, Q&As. Like these are the things, like these are the downloads that come in at 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, I got to share this with them. I have to share this with them right now. Who's excited about the Telegram group? It's one of my favorite parts of the VIP portion. We have a lot of fun in there. The second thing is that every Friday, we're going to have a call for VIP. And the context of VIP this year is around money. One of the reasons why May becomes my biggest month of the year thus far, meaning you're going to have your biggest month ever should you choose to really go all in for the year, is that I don't need money, money needs me, is the context that I hold during this month. You don't need money, money needs you. Because without you, money doesn't exist. Without you, money doesn't matter. Money needs you. It needs you to move. It needs you to persuade people, enroll people, move people. It needs you to show up in your fame identity. It needs you to make the offer. It needs you to make the piece of content. It needs you to do something, be someone in order for money to move through you. Because if I didn't choose to do this, if you didn't choose to be here, your clients would not be moved by you, because that's the thing about I Made It May, is that people see you moving, your clients see you moving, and then they want to work with you because they're like, this woman's on fire. So the VIP portion is all big money conversations. And if that activates you, I'm going to have Morgan with Team Freedom Queen put the link to upgrade to VIP in the chat. VIP, it's $111, and it's all about money. So we're going to be talking about investment strategies. Actual investment strategies, like how I've almost replaced my income with investments, passive investments, how to grow your income behind the scenes, how to sell high ticket offers, how to have insane profit margins. I'm going to be talking about how I went from literally negative in debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, to having not a multi-million dollar net worth, but multi-million dollars in cash and growing and assets. Put money in the chat if you're interested in having that conversation. Because what I don't want you to do is just to make it really big. I also want you to make it really big, because a piece of making it is actually about having a lot of money and actually doing really good things with your money in the world. That's what I want. I want for you to be able to share that money and do things for your family and different initiatives that you want to create and never have to worry about money. You should never worry about money, because without you, money doesn't exist. And so you're going to get your power back, and you're going to find more levels of your power through the VIP. So VIP gets everything, the Telegram group and the extra calls on Fridays. So one of the things about this next week that's really, really critical before we begin I Made It May on May 1st is that you let your audience know that you are going on a journey. One of the best ways to create momentum inside of your business and kickstart everything is by creating this narrative that you, Brandy, Michaela, Diana, you're going somewhere. Because why? Why does this work? People love, it's simple, people love to follow people that are going somewhere. This is what my entire book is about. How to move the world, you must first move yourself. So this next week, what I want you to do on social media and what I want you to do internally on this call right now is I want you to identify where you're going. And I want you to actually claim it for yourself. And so for me, that first year back in 2024, that first year, it was like an exhale. It was like freedom. You know what? I'll never forget this. I had been telling myself all of the reasons why I couldn't jump in my income. I couldn't double my income. I had been making great money, but I felt like I was destined for more. I knew other people, they weren't smarter than me, but maybe, I don't know, like I just had all of these thoughts. I'll never forget this walk that I took myself on, like the activity I'm walking you through right now. And I took myself on this walk. I was like, I'll never forget. I went out of my house in Costa Rica. I turned right. I walked down to the end of the street, and I have this house in this gated community in Costa Rica, and there are monkeys everywhere, and there are chickens crossing the road. And I had my Teva sandals on, and an oversized Freedom Queen shirt, and my hair in a messy bun. And I'm walking to the end of the street. And on the walk there, I'm holding on to all of the negativity. Like a mask. I'm holding on to it like a shield of protection. That one will get you. And I get to the end of the road. And at the end of the road, there's this pond. And there's this huge, beautiful old tree. And something happens where I turn around. And it was in the simple decision where I remember thinking to myself, this is not going to be my story. I'm going to release it all. I'm going to let go. I'm going to put my shoulders down. I'm going to smile. I'm going to have a little look in my eyes. I'm going to flirt with life again. And when I walk back home, I'm going to be free. And I'm going to be in my pure fame identity. I'm going to release it all. And then I started, this was in April of 2024. And then I started showing up differently. And I started telling the internet, like, look, I'm going somewhere. And you're going to want to come with me. And I'm up to something right now. And I'm creating something really amazing for you and for me and for everyone that's here together. And I don't know exactly what it is yet. By the way, you don't need to know what you're going to create in these 31 days in order for you to make it. You just have to have this feeling. I don't know what it is yet, but I just know that it's going to be really amazing. And I want you to come with me. And so I started sharing these different images on my social media, like selfies. and moments of my day, like going outside with the monkeys in my backyard and putting a quote over it. It's like, I'm going to believe again. I believe. Do not be afraid, only believe. I'm going to make it. Better things are coming. The most incredible things are happening. And I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to light the way. I know that not just for me, but for you, that you've gone through some things and I want you to come with me and that you can make it and you can make it again. And I want to be the light. By the way, I really believe that right now there's such an important time for women who, if you've ever wanted to claim the top of whatever industry you're in, that now's the time. There's like an opening and a portal right now for women who are so activating and who are lights in this world. So I started sharing this narrative. And it really, what it was for me, it was like this frequency feeling for me. It was like, I just think that if I lean into this frequency, things are going to work. And I shared it with my audience. And it was insane. All of a sudden, like everything started to turn around. People started wanting to re-enroll in my mastermind. I had people who weren't up for enrollment. Okay, so they had just joined my mastermind say to me, can I re-enroll in your mastermind for another year, another 6 months? I know I just joined, but can I place my deposit for another round? Because whatever is happening, I want in. Because why do people buy from you? Why do people buy? I want to let you in on a little inside thing that I know. Is that people don't buy from you because of your power, because you're powerful and you're the powerful God of all gods and you can do anything and you're this powerful person on the freaking mountaintop. That's not why people buy from you. People buy from you because of your potential power. That's why. They buy from you because you believed again that potentially there's something on the horizon for you. Potentially something amazing is coming in the next 38 days. That's why people buy. And the second someone starts to doubt their potential power, this is when people don't want to be a part of it anymore. This is your reminder that why do people buy? People buy because they want to buy from leaders who believe that their best days are ahead of them. And I want you to know this so deeply from the bottom of my heart, that the best days are ahead of you. Your latter days are greater than your former days. That is the freaking truth. That is the truth. So this week is very important because over these 38 days together, what's great that you signed up early and that you're a fast action mover is that you came in for this day and then we have another week together before we start I Made It May. So you get this extra piece of the whole journey, which is important. On your social media, what I want you to be doing is I want you to be sharing with your audience about how you're claiming this next level for yourself. And you can tag me if you want to tag me. That would be nice because I love to share and put all the things out on social media and I love to feature you in what you're doing. But I also know that a rising tide lifts all boats. And what starts to happen is that when one woman goes first, everyone else lifts. Have you ever seen a woman on fire and you get really close to her and all of a sudden you start to grow? So when you share it and you tag me and then I tag you and then we're all like raising the frequency. This is what happens. This is how the industry went from let's make 10K months to let's make 100K months to let's make $1 million months. Like this is insane. With women, I always say, never underestimate the power of a woman with their soul on fire, because when we decide to raise the bar, we set the standard and then suddenly everybody else wants to do that. So over this next week, what I want you to do is I want you to share the I Made It May, I'm in graphic, or make your own. Make your own, like I Made It May, I made it. And I want you to come with me. This is a marketing angle, okay? This is a marketing strategy, a psychology strategy, a leadership strategy. This is what will start to create what I call the whoosh. So things will start to work. People will start to be interested in you, but you have to create that narrative. But here's what's most important to me when you create this narrative online. Perfect. Em says she's announcing an offer today too. Fabulous. Is that you don't just announce, that you don't just share that you're going to create this narrative, but you feel it within. How many of you, after 41 minutes of this call, you already feel it within? That there's a little spark inside. I feel it. Feeling it. Everyone says, feeling, yes. You feel it. It's like, oh, something shifted in me. And this is the power of mentorship. This is why the way that I want you to utilize this space is I want you to plug in. Julia says, I feel it since I booked I Made It May. Feeling it. Yes. It's been 5 minutes and I feel it. So this is also why mentorship works. This is why these businesses work. This is why I believe that this business model was made for women in this industry. This is why I believe that this works, is because when you plug into mentorship, you're plugging into different strategies, different ways of seeing, different ways of thinking that just weren't available in your previous reality. You weren't able to see those things. And what mentorship does for you, but also being in a room. Do you know how legendary the women are inside of this room? I've been talking about this nonstop, but the people that have signed up for I Made It May this year, it's a different frequency this year. The women that are in I Made It May are hyper committed. So yes, it's plugging into my mentorship over these 38 days, but it's also being in mastermind energy with other women inside, listening, sharing, posting in the Facebook group, sharing your wins. We'll have wins threads going on. We'll be doing giveaways throughout the month. Like you don't even know how many incredible things we have planned for this month. But that's, again, that all-in frequency. And when you don't just hold that for yourself, but you actually go out and share it with the world on social media, and you create this narrative for your movement, it moves people. So what I want you to do today, and for the next 7 days before we meet again on May 1st, is I want you to share all about how you're making it. You can make a post, and you'll actually see it in the portal that you're going to get access to after this call. I created these 7 days of content that are leading up to the program that will help you actually to create the content that creates this whoosh in your feed. It talks about your story. It talks about your becoming. It talks about your win. So we're going to already create momentum before the month of May has begun. Tag me on social media, share about it. And what we're going to do is inside of the Facebook group, I'm going to do a giveaway thread. So every time you tag me and you're sharing something about I Made It May, you're going to just screenshot it and you're going to post it on this giveaway thread. And I have something very, very cool to share with you all, is that next Friday, when we kick off, one person is going to be receiving this special gift. But this special gift is something that it took me a little bit of time to create. And it is something that means a lot. And it is this absolutely gorgeous YSL. It's called the Free Woman perfume in French. And it has Freedom Queen custom engraved in the bottom of it. And the perfume is all about the woman who's bold, the woman who dares to be different. And so one person next Friday is going to be receiving one of these. And I spray it on every single day when I sit down in this chair. And it just looks so beautiful next to this custom Freedom Queen bag that I have sitting next to it. And one of you is going to be getting this next Friday. Now, if you choose to enter the giveaway for that, fabulous. One of you will be receiving that. And you'll spray it on with me every day throughout the 31 days. And we'll rush ship it to your house so you can have it during I Made It May. But I also want you to share it on social media because I want you to create this narrative about your own business. I'm going to be doing it as well. And it will create a lot of momentum inside of your company. A lot of people will start to pay attention to you. And what's really cool about the sharing process is that sometimes my audience will come to you, your audience will come to me. You'll have new people from other people coming into your spaces. So that's for sharing and creating this narrative over the next 7 days. It should feel like the calm before a storm. It should feel like if you ever performed when you're backstage and you're about to step out into the spotlight and your heart's beating fast and you're a little bit sweaty and you're thinking to yourself, I'm about to put on a show of a lifetime. So let me step out into the light. And then on May 1st, you step out into the light and everything, like engines are running. Engines are going for these 31 days. So here's what I want to go into next, which is that I have this vision of having 4,000 people inside of I Made It May 2026. 4,000. I don't know why God keeps giving me this vision of 4,000. I don't know what it is about the 4,000. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm going with it because I do this work for myself. And so last year we did this incredible partner program. Put partner in the chat if you were a partner of I Made It May last year. Put partner in the chat if you were a partner. We had people in the span of 3 days invite 100 people and they got an in-person experience. We had people invite 10 people. We had people invite one person. I have upgraded the rewards and incentives for this year. And one of the reasons why I personally love doing partnership programs is because a rising tide lifts all boats. When you do partnership, and I mean real partnership, I really value my partners on a different level. I see partnerships differently, I think, than most people. I think that's one of the reasons why Freedom Queen has the highest number of partners in the industry, is because I see partners as a locking arms and saying, I'm going to do this, you're going to do this, we are going to do this, and together we are going to pioneer something that's better for women in the industry and beyond. And it's so much more powerful when you do it together. And so put a yes in the chat if you want to hear this year's partner incentives. Put a yes in the chat if you're like, this actually sounds like something I would be really interested in doing. And what's amazing is that a lot of you have come to me. So I've had a lot of private clients, mastermind clients, brand new people came to me and said, Bridge, I would love to be a partner of I Made It May. And they're giving me their ideas. And so for different people, we're creating all these different high quality ideas that raise the standards and the bar for people in the industry. So I'm going to pull up my screen here and I'm going to share with you this special partner program. Let me pull it up over here. I think I have it over here. Yeah. Okay. So I really crafted these for you all that have signed up thus far, because the reality is that you are all the people that are going to bring the people. So whoever you bring to I Made It May is going to create the quality of this space. And also, you are going to be a leader in I Made It May, which is a different experience. Being an attendee in I Made It May is very different than being a leader in I Made It May. And one of the things that I'm looking for this year is I'm looking for speakers for Freedom Queen Live. I'm looking for speakers for Freedom Queen Live to speak on the main stage. And this year, I'm going to be selecting most of the Freedom Queen Live main stage speakers from I Made It May. And we're actually going to be doing some featured spots. We're going to be doing some things inside of I Made It May where you get the opportunity to speak in front of the thousands of women inside, because I want to hear you speak. And if that feels like an edge for you, that feels like, oh my God, that actually makes me a little bit nervous. That makes me a little bit uncomfortable. That feels like, I think maybe I could do that. Oh God. And you feel like you have that calling on your life, then I really invite you to answer that call. So here are the incentives for I Made It May. And put me in the chat if you feel like speaking in front of a lot of people is a calling on your life. It's not for everyone. Sometimes it changes throughout different seasons. It wasn't always for me, but then it became something. So, okay, some of you are like, yes, just hand me the microphone. And some of you are like, no. Well, I have also different opportunities for you as well if you don't want to speak as well. So I Made It May. The first thing is that for I Made It May, it's $33. And you all have been given an affiliate link. You've all been giving an affiliate partner link. It's already been sent out to you, and team will also be putting the link in the chat here as well. Team, if you can do that now to log into your portal and get access to your link. This is the link that people must use to sign up for I Made It May. And we have a really high quality tracking system. You just go in and you can track everything. You can add the leads, the customers to your business portal. Like, it is so easy and incredible. So when you bring 10 people into I Made It May, which is very easy to do. You bring 10 people into I Made It May, you are going to get to go live on my Instagram with me. Like, in the next week, we're going to do these Instagram lives. What's very special about this is lives are very important to me. And if you notice, I don't often do Instagram lives with people. I haven't done one, I don't think, in over a year on my personal page. So this is a very special opportunity for you to be seen in front of my 29,000 person audience and for you to share about your business. And I'll be interviewing you and talking with you about your business. So bring 10 people in and you get to go live. Now, obviously, there are certain limits to this. So the sooner you do this, the better. The second thing is 25 people into I Made It May, and you get a diamond ticket to Freedom Queen Live. A diamond ticket to Freedom Queen Live is over $1,000, and you get it when you bring 25 people. When you bring 50 people into I Made It May, you get to attend at the end of June. It's on June 27th in Miami at the JW Marriott Turnberry Hotel. You get a production day. Now, for those of you that have known me for a really long time, I love to do these VIP weekends with clients, and people have invested $40,000 to $50,000 for these in-person weekends with me around the world. When you bring 50 people into I Made It May, you get to come to this June 27th production day, where I'm going to be bringing out my film crew to create high-end, high-quality content. So it's not a mastermind day. It's not like we're going to sit at a table and talk. You're going to be making content, and I'm going to be guiding you through it exactly how I guide my clients, where we do these one-to-one experiences with. And then the last and final and top cherry on top is when you bring 100 people into I Made It May, you get to have a 15-minute segment at Freedom Queen Live 2026 on the main stage. Now, throughout this 38 days, this is where I'm going to be looking for speakers for Freedom Queen Live. And if that feels like a calling on your life, then I really recommend that you enter into this experience this way. Now, how do you sell? Are you wondering that? Like, how do I invite people? How do I bring people into this experience? Some of you might be wondering that. So one of the things that I saw people do last year, like Val Benoit, she's in my mastermind. She's been an incredible client for many years with me. She's absolutely insane. She brought 100 people into I Made It May last year. And what she did is she created her own experience. So she said, I'm doing I Made It May. And if you want to do I Made It May with me, here's how to come inside. We had other people like Ashay bring 100 people into it. We had other people bring 100 people into the I Made It May experience. We had other people bring 50 people, 25 people, 10 people. We had people bring in one person. What happens when you invite other people into the experience is that your entire business lifts. One of the things that I've seen inside of Freedom Queen partners is that their business grows when being a partner of Freedom Queen. Why? Because there's so many people buzzing around. So people are buzzing around my business, they're buzzing around your business, and we're creating what I call this hive effect, where everyone is buzzing around the different partner opportunities and they're very excited to be a part of them. So what I would do if I were you is I would create your own I Made It May within I Made It May. So it's like a custom experience. This is like a group chat, or maybe you add in some extra calls. One of my clients, my private client, she's doing something. Another mastermind client's doing something. And you share on social media your link for I Made It May. And what's great is you can use this narrative that's like, I'm going somewhere. And if you want to go somewhere with me, get inside. Join I Made It May, because this is what we're doing. And you create this custom experience around it. If you have any ideas and you want to share some of them, put them inside of the chat now. Now's the time. Also, if you have any questions and you're like, I have this idea, but I don't know if it's going to work, you can even collaborate with people inside of the Facebook group. So some of you are doing that. I saw Laura and Alicia are partnering together and they're doing a joint experience to expand their audiences and reach more people for I Made It May. So you can collaborate with other people inside of the Facebook group. You can always reach out to me on Instagram and say, hey, Bridge, I have this idea. What do you think? And we can contemplate and really create something that's going to be awesome for your business and for your customers and mine as well. Because what's very important to me for partnerships is that it's a win-win-win for every single person involved. Are there any questions about partnering with I Made It May and the different incentives. M says private mastermind Telegram chat throughout I Made It May. Huge. And you can share how you're evolving over the 31 days with everyone and what's happening. And by the way, for anyone that does a really amazing job of this and you want me to come in and speak and talk about you and how incredible you are, and it feels high quality of an experience and it feels like a win-win-win for everyone involved, you can always reach out to me. Jackie says, I could give people access. Jackie, I was just thinking of you this morning. This is crazy. I saw your post that you made today, and then I intuitively felt you. I swear, this is why this is why I love this business, because we are just so connected to one another. I feel everything. Women will literally change the world. We don't even have to talk to people, and we feel people. And I have one thing to say on that before we close out here and I show you the portal. Jackie says, I could give people access to my 21-day tapping program as a bundle to go alongside I Made It May. That's a really good idea, Jackie, because it's a nice compliment. Because I'm not a tapping expert, but that's a nice compliment, because when we're doing I Made It May, there's a lot of things that happen with capacity and nervous system and energetic. So if you can help them regulate and feel confident and help them tap in the identity, that would be like chef's kiss. That would be really helpful. So you want to think about like what's going to make an impact on more people, what's going to be a complement to what we're doing in I Made It May, what's going to help people come along through the journey with you. Alicia has her Alicia May Takeover Telegram. Yes, for fame. Release the VIP. So I'm going to include a spot on I Made It May as a part of the VIP upgrade. That's awesome. So she's already running something and has a VIP. She's like, I'm going to just give them that as a bonus. Genius. This is really big. I'm going to get 100 people in. I love being an affiliate. I do as well. And that's actually how I scaled my business in the first couple of years. Is I could do a whole training on this, and you'll see more things come out and more giveaways and more extra trainings and bonuses. But partnerships really changed my life. I partnered with people that already had the authority that I wanted to have. They already were further ahead than me. They had the audience that I wanted to have. And through partnering with them, it was a win-win-win for everyone. And my business blew up. That's why I love partnerships. It's like a fast track, but fast tracked in quality. Brings in the best people. Cheyenne says, access to the Sound of Money Telegram. How to use sound to activate your audience. I love that, because I'm not teaching any of that. So it's a nice compliment. And what's great is when you tag me and stuff, I share it. And so if for example, if someone in my audience doesn't buy from me, but they see M's or Cheyenne's or Diana's, and they're like, oh, or Jackie's, and they're like, oh, I wanted the tapping experience. Oh, I want the feminine energetics experience. They're going to buy through you. So do you see how this creates a larger impact? When our work comes together, we actually complement one another. We'll learn more about that in these 38 days together. We'll be talking about that, how to create something that's not in a hierarchy, but is in a category of its own that stands out in the marketplace and becomes famous. And as a result, you impact thousands of people's lives and your bank account matches that. So anything else inside of the chat before I go on? Okay. What's very important about I Made It May is that at any point in time during these 38 days that you start to want to retreat, pull back, you feel resistance, that you promise yourself that you're going to lean in. You're going to post in the Facebook group. If you're in our Telegram channel, you'll utilize the Telegram channel as a VIP. You're going to do something that dances with the edge more. For some of you, dancing with the edge is like being more edgy in your content, selling more, fame identity, being a partner, launching more offers. And that while you're doing this and you start to experience all of the inevitable resistance and challenges that are going to come up, is that you don't back down, but you double down. And any time during I Made It May where you feel like you want to back down, you just say to yourself, I don't back down, I double down. On the way up, When something happens, when I want to protect myself, I don't back down, I double down. And through this process, what is going to happen is you are going to become that person that you said you wanted to become when we got to the beginning of today's call. You're going to pattern it into your entire body. I look forward to seeing who you become at the end of these 38 days together. I look forward to all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. My mission in these 38 days is to keep it real with you all, to be your mentor and lead you into the greatest amount of money that you've ever made, the greatest amount of impact you've ever made, the lives that you're touching, and that you feel the most free and alive that you ever have in your entire life and business. And when we do this together, we change the world. So I want to show you the portal before we close out. Put ready in the chat if you want to see the portal. Leading as an affiliate also makes you show up for the challenge too. Yes, 100%, Jackie, because now you're a leader. Different being an attendee versus a leader. Put ready in the chat if you're ready to see the portal. Show me the portal. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up the portal. Actually, team, would you be able to drop me privately the portal chat, because I actually don't have it pulled up. Erica's ready. Let me just go ahead and while team privately message me that, see you on the Zoom. Danielle Grant. Hi, Danielle. It's good to see you. You look beautiful. I'm glad you're here. Amanda, it's good to have you back. Amanda Corvell lives here. Liv, that checkered blazer top is my whole vibe. Benedetta, am I saying that correctly? You look beautiful. I love when you say your names. Everyone smiles. Like, it is the most beautiful things. Lindsay, Lois, Allison, Ursula, Angie, Kirsten, Julia. Hi, Julia. I'm glad you're back in Freedom Queen World. Michaela, Ursula, Tasha, Lexi. Okay. I got the link. I'm 40 followers away. Yes. Okay. You're doing it. So here's what's happening. Let me pull up the link here. I got the portal. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, if you have not seen this and this is your first time, be prepared to be blown away. So welcome to the I Made It May portal. The I Made It May portal is only available for I Made It May participants. And inside of this portal, you get to do everything that you need to do for I Made It May for these 31 days starting next Friday. So you'll notice in here that there are the 3 things to do every day, and we'll be talking about these on our first training on May 1st, but fame identity. And as you check it off, it crosses out for you. Visibility takeover, posting on social media, and making an offer. 100% complete. You know that it's complete. Now, what's really cool about this is you get to log the revenue that you make every single day inside of your own custom portal. So for example, today, let's say I am one of my clients, Sophie, in the Fly High Mastermind, who's having a $20,000 day. At the end of the day, I would log into my portal and I would go 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, 20,000. And I'm going to write down where the sales came from. Now, this is really important for I Made It May, because this is where you double down, not back down. So for example, client Sophie, as Sophie knows that all of these sales came from a live masterclass where she pitched her offer, what should she do? Again, she should get on Zoom and pitch her offer. Is this making sense? Put yes in the chat. You're like, I think that this could change my life. So if Sophie's having a $20,000 day today, and she knows that she just made all of her sales from a masterclass, she pitched her 5K offer on her masterclass. Well, she would write it from herself on my masterclass. And then they DM'd me this word, and I had a short sales conversation, and they bought. And what's really cool about this that I want you to think about is I want you to include specifics like, and I felt really alive. I was very happy. I just went for a walk. You know, what was it? I plugged into an I Made It May training, because we're going to identify patterns that make you more money, and we're going to double down on those patterns. And I'm going to show you something in a second. So you're going to write down where the sales came from. Now, let's say we put this here, this daily goal. If you're someone who's motivated by goals, not everyone is, but maybe some of you are, you could put, well, my daily goal was 25,000. So progress to goal is 80,000. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you come to do your checklist and you're like, okay, I did these 3 things. I did my Fame identity. I'll teach you all of these things, but just for really quickly, because I feel like it's important. Fame identity is like, you look good, you're on fire, you're in the zone, you worked out. You like, for me, I did workout this morning. I got my hair done. I had a meeting with my CFO, my team's at my house. Like, I'm in Fame identity. I did a pump up song. I'm ready to go. I'm in the full Freedom Queen identity. Yes. Next thing, visibility takeover. Did you post on social media? Did you make the narrative on social media that you want to portray? Then I made an offer. Okay, so these are the things that you're doing first thing in the morning. But let's say you want us to make $25,000 today. It's like you wake up and you're like, I think I'm going to make 25 grand today. Put it in your daily goal and it will tell you how far away. So Sophie is 80% towards her goal. Is this making sense? We're picking this up. And we know exactly where the sales came from. And you just log it all at once, by the way. So it's just total for the day. Then you submit your day. Okay, that's submitting. So now at the end of the day, before you go to bed, you submitted your sales. We're doing sales. So sales logged for the day. And then you can go to your submission history. Now, I've been doing some test runs on this. So you'll see old submission histories and you'll see it. Let's zoom in here. It says, well, today, so here's how this would work. If I was Sophie on Saturday, I would log in and I would see, well, I made 20 grand. Okay. And I did these things. And I did all 3 of these things. I did the Fame identity. I posted on social media visibility and I posted an offer. I made an offer and I made 20 grand. Here's where this gets really amazing. Let's say the next day she makes 2K. But she only did the visibility takeover. She writes down what she did, post it one IG story slide. Okay. Now we're submitting the goal. And let's say hide history, viewed history. Team, can we get 2 days to log? That's probably why it's not Saturday. So you get the point. If it was Saturday, tomorrow, then what would happen is it would only say that she posted on social media and made $2,000. Is this making sense? You understand what I'm saying here? So she would see $2,000 and she only posted on social media. Now, what you can do is you compare and you can say, well, maybe you only made $2,000 because you made one Instagram story and you only posted, but you didn't do this or this. And so now we have real data that we can track, but it doesn't stop there. Are you ready for the next 2 tabs? Put a yes in the chat if you're ready for the next 2 tabs. I built this for women that want to become owners of 8-figure brands plus. Okay. The next thing is that inside of the second tab, because you need support with like, what do you actually, post about, is I went ahead and I made all of the content for the entire time. But the way that I wrote your content is I wrote it so that it's designed to sell. So this is not like 31 days of random posts to make on the internet. This is 31 days of walking people through a psychological transformation in them falling in love with your brand, your story, your narrative, and your offers. So every week they'll drop in here and you'll see that we didn't give you them all at once because I want to pace it, but they're in there already. So you have 7, and these are designed to sell for you. And you'll see different examples like share a carousel, post a picture. Some of them I talk about a reel. Sometimes I'll give examples. And then what you can do is if you're someone like me who really values aesthetics, is you can go in and you can actually like rearrange your feed. So you can upload an image. You can say what it is. I'm going to do this. It's ready. I'm going to write the caption here, and then it's good to go. And then what we did is we made these draggable. So I don't know about you, but I'm a manifesting generator. I'm left-handed and I'm a Gemini. So I have a lot of ideas, but I need my systems and platforms to be as supportive for me, as creative and fast moving as I am. Put an amen in the chat if you're the same. So I created this for women who move fast, who are intentional and creative. So you can drag and drop these in case you don't like it. You're like, oh, actually, I want to move these things around. And then the last part here, which is one of my favorite parts of this platform, I would say my first favorite is this. My second favorite is what I'm about to show you. And the third is the content planner. The third one is the community dashboard. Now, what's really cool about this is you will be able to see, and by the way, you can hide your name and make yourself anonymous if you don't want other people to see you on the leaderboard. This is the only thing that people can see. So you'll be able to make yourself anonymous on here if you don't want people to see. But if you like to be seen, it's an edge for you. You can not make yourself anonymous and people can see you. So the way that this will work is this is going to track all of our, and let me see if I should reload it. Does that look okay on your guys' side? Like I can't see this one side. I think I need to stop share and reload my screen. Is everyone, while I'm reloading this, is this just like the vibe, or is this the vibe? I don't know what else is the vibe. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen, I've ever put my eyes on. So you can log together. All thousands of us are going to be logging our daily sales revenue. Now, here's where I think this is amazing. One is you can see today's revenue. The next one is you can see this month, and we're going to reset it. So any sort of test data that I've been putting through, we're going to reset it. This year, should you choose to keep doing this work with me for the next year, you're going to be able to track it. And it's just me inside of there right now. So I can't wait for you to join me inside. Now, here's what I really, really love is this part right here on the right-hand side. Can you see this area on the right-hand side? What I love is that it shows the member activity for today. So it says, submit it today, me. Visibility takeover, yes, I did it. Made an offer, yes. Fame identity, yes. Community energy today, I love how this was programmed. By the way, we custom built this platform, which is incredible. So we can see here, this is where I really look at data, my CEO brain goes, is you can see here how much money the community made today, but you can also see how that relates to the activities. So if one day all of the activities are really high and we've made a lot of money, then you'll know that activity, showing up for your business, being all in equals more money. But if another day we notice, like, God, together, all 4,000 of us, it's low activity and low amount of money, then we know we have to step it up together. And then you'll be able to see the leaderboard. Now, one of the things that's going to go live is this right here. Team Freedom Queen is going to take this part out. So you see this part here on the leaderboard where it says how I made the offer. They're going to take that part out in case. Here's the reason why. Sometimes where the sales comes from, I find is really personal. It's like, well, my husband and I really got along and we had great sex. And I then did this really weird thing, and then I had therapy, and then I felt really good, and then I made the offer. And so I want that to be private for you, and what's public is just the sales. And if you want to share inside of the Facebook group, like, hey, everyone, and I made it, hey, Women on Fire, I made a lot of money doing this, and I want to share with you how, right? Are we all clear on that? Does that sound good? So this is the portal where you access like all of the checklists, and every single time you log in, all of your data is saved. Your Instagram content is saved. Your checklist is saved. And this is our first time using this. So we're giving it to you the week prior so you can play around with it and play inside. So if there are any like bugs or something inside of it, we can fix it. I've been using it, so that's great, but we can edit it and change things to make it absolutely perfect when we have 4,000 people operating in this brand new platform. So who's excited about this platform? I am like literally freaking out. I've never seen this done before. Yes, we're doing sales. We're not doing MRR or cash. It is new sales. Yes, sales. But that did get me thinking. Because sometimes I'll have a $30,000 cash day and I will not have a $30,000 sales day. Can you put some ideas in the chat before we go? Team Freedom Queen is also, we're doing in-person working day. So we can have a sales and a cash. Sales, cash. Put yes in the chat if you want to track your sales and your cash for the day. Sales and cash. Kind of like new sales. Yes. Well, what's interesting about tracking both, I find, is when you're in a season of new sales, that means that the cash is going to come up. When you're in a season of a lot of cash, but low sales, that means your cash is eventually going to go down. So brilliant. Let's do both. We'll have both of them in there. It will be inside of the portal by the end of the day. And anything like that you see inside of you guys you're my partners inside of this. You're the first people before we really kick off and you start bringing in all these amazing human beings in this space. And what's really going to happen is inside of this space, this is going to transform an industry. It's going to transform women. It's going to help so many people online really come back to their heart and be on fire and make a lot of money and impact a lot of people and feel really good while doing it. And I will be there with you through all of the inevitable things that come up. So are there any questions? This is the vibe, Danielle says. Oh, thank you, Alina. That's so sweet. Is there any questions before we head off and we start inviting people to I Made It May? 4,000 people. We're launching our ads today, so that's incredible. Any questions before we go? Describe the "this is where I'm going" post story. So what I like to do is what I've called, and if you've done the Art of the Whoosh with me, it's very similar. It's called mystery message. So the mystery message is something like, and it's perfect because it's Friday, the weekend, by the way. It's like, here's how I would do this. I'm sometimes a water sign person. I'm water and wood. So it's like, I like to be more poetic. So I might do something like a picture of my outdoor area, or maybe a photo of me in a photo shoot feeling really powerful, or maybe a little bit more in my feels. And I might do something like, "Such a time as this, I deeply believe that now is the time to evolve, and that I am on to my next best work. And I believe that you are on to your next best work. I believe that us as a community, we are going places together. And I really invite you into this next evolution of my life and where we're going." So the mystery message, it really shouldn't 100% expose what you're up to, but it should give people a mystery of like, if I followed M for these next 38 days, I think that my life would change. It's like the beginning of a Harry Potter, where you're like, or Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, I'm going on an adventure. That's what it should feel like. And really good marketers do this of like, I'm just getting started. This was just the warm up. This was the pre-party. This was the pre-game. Here's what's coming around the corner. If you thought what I did was amazing, wait until the next episode. So it keeps people, it future paces people and keeps people on the edge of what's coming. So over the next 7 days, you're sharing this narrative to bring your audience and get them excited. And then on May 1st, this is where we start the content that's like powerful. Whoa, here's her story. Here's the fame narrative she's bringing forward. This is what she's known for. And that will be our first training. So next Friday's training on May 1st is actually what you're known for and what you want to be the most famous for and make the most impact around. Okay. We have so many incredible things happening in the month. Like I didn't share everything with you because simple scales, complex fails. And I really wanted to just share with you today the becoming of you, invite you to be a partner, and then share with you how this entire 38-day challenge is going to work. But we have giveaways and we have challenges and we're going to be so plugged in during these 38 days together. It's going to be phenomenal. So what's next? What's next is make sure that you're inside of the Facebook group. Team will make sure that you're in there. We'll also be sending out an email after this with all of the links, Facebook group, Telegram, if you're VIP. You want to make sure like today, kind of put everything in a row. Like these are all the spots. Make sure that you're all in for these 38 days together with me. And then You'll see things inside the Facebook group. Like we're going to do introduction posts, but you don't have to worry about that. Just focus right now on what's my intention for the next 38 days? Who am I? Who are you going to become? And when you really, really commit to this, you will be entirely unrecognizable, whether you're ready or not. And you have thousands of women that are doing this challenge alongside of you that are going to help you see you for who you really are. And that's why this work works. Because when one woman sees another woman and shows her how truly powerful and incredible and capable she is, the entire world changes as a result. So, welcome to I Made It May 2026. I look forward to seeing who you become by the end of these 38 days together. I look forward to seeing all the beautiful people that you bring into the space. I look forward to seeing how this month changes your next 12 months when we meet again next year. I look forward to seeing those of you that answer the call, speak at Freedom Queen Live 2026 on the main stage. I look forward to seeing your heart being cracked open, your leadership being challenged. I look forward to that. I look forward to all of the times when you want to back down and instead you choose to double down. I will see you inside of I Made It May 2026, and welcome to I Made It May. Bye, everyone.